Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Sorry it has been a little while since my last video. I've been moving house. You might have noticed this you probably can't see a lot of my background anyway, but it's slightly changed. We've moved next door. So there we go. It's, moving house. It takes a while. Alright, and on with the video. I want to talk about Ayaka. Hopefully quite a few of you have picked her up in the last banner cycle that's just ended. I think she's a great character. She's a Cryo on-field DPS. I've had her for about a year, having picked her up last time she was on banner, and I have not been disappointed at all. But she can be a bit tricky to use. She's one of these characters that really requires quite a large amount of buffing and support in order to really get the most from her. At the moment I've got her paired with Candice, Sucrose and Rosaria because they're also on banner with her, or they were, so it seemed like a natural place to start. So first let's have a look at what she's good at, what her strengths and weaknesses are, and how you should build her, and what sort of team she shines in. Plus, right at the end, I want to have a go with a whole team on banner that we've currently got for Ayaka, which is, the team that I've actually currently got selected. So I'm going to swap to my more usual team. Okay, so the first thing you should know about Ayaka is, well, let's have a quick look at her normals.
Let's get down to business.
Nothing particularly special there. Oh, whoops, I did a dash. I wasn't supposed to do that yet. You'll see why in a second. Don't hit me! Ah! So this is her charged attack. It's actually got fairly large AoE, and she is one of these characters with an alternate dash. That's her skill. And it infuses her normals and her charged attack with cryo, which is awesome. Makes her a very reliable cryo applicator. And when she comes out of her dash, if it ends on the person, she gets a stamina. It refunds the stamina it takes to start the dash, and it applies some cryo. So it's another way to apply cryo there. And so this is her A4 passive. It also gives it, so it restores the 10 stamina required for starting the dash, and she also gains an 18% cryo damage bonus for 10 seconds, which is handy because the dash will infuse her normals with cryo. So that's pretty good, pretty synergistic thing. The question is, do you actually like the alternative dash characters? I'm not so keen. Well, it does mean she can move across water though, oh whoops, just make sure she doesn't run out of stamina, otherwise she'll drown. But yeah, it's probably wouldn't be swimming here anyway, would she really? Yeah, her burst, that's an interesting one. Let's just try that. She sets off this thunderstorm thing which unleashes loads of damage, and it moves forwards until it hits an opponent, and once it hits an opponent it will stop, but it will knock back smaller enemies. So it's actually one of those things where you're probably going to want some form of grouping, and freeze is actually one of those good ways of grouping, because what freeze means is that the enemies don't get knocked back in the same way. Let's just go over here and see the whole team in action. Although one of the problems that this team has is Kazuha does too much damage, but hey ho. So we've got Diona, do her burst, she's got sacrificial bow, so we do that, and we go whoop, and we'll suck them all in, do a bit of this, and then we put this down, and we throw in one of those, and I would have done her burst, but there's nobody left. We're going to need to find some more durable enemies, aren't we? This is a regular problem with well-built teams, and this isn't even a particularly well-built team. Let's go have a quick look in Leeway at the 4 robots. They should stick around long enough for me to do an entire rotation, we hope. So her skill does do a fair amount of damage, but it isn't the meat and two veg. The main part of her kit is the burst. And if you can use the burst effectively, make sure you've got that ready off cooldown basically, then you will have the best possible experience and do the most damage, being the point. Don't hit my Diona. Ah. C1 Kazuha here, hence why he's getting 2 of these. And we just throw down that burst. You can see the one that didn't get caught by the burst, can't you? Could do it again, don't need to. Yeah, anyway, so there you go. As you can see, team is fairly efficient. It's particularly good when you've got enemies that are a bit smaller than these particular ones. These are a bit large, so they're not getting sucked up by Kazuha's skill there, which it's not ideal. It's lots of small enemies. That's what this team excels at. I wonder if we've got a... Yeah, let's see if we can find a Spiral Abyss floor or chamber that's got something relatively appropriate. Ah, I haven't actually done the Spiral Abyss yet, so I'm afraid we're going to have to start on floor 9. Okay, I'm not liking that cryo business. They do look like there's lots of small ones though. Fine, whatever. Let's just do... This is floor 9, so bear that in mind. She's obviously going to be more than sufficient against basically anything. Although this team does do an awful lot of cryo damage, so those cryo slimes actually might prove to be a bit annoying. Where's Kazuha gone? He should be level 90, by the way. Oh, no, don't want that. Okay, and then this side, I don't know, really, does it matter? Let's just use this standard issue bye-bye bad guys team. Diona, burst, catch the particles from the first one, suck everyone up.
One with nature.
Oi! Get over here. Yeah, didn't even get to use Ayaka's burst there. That is the problem with floor 9.
It's my lucky day. Order guide.
Time to shine. Barbados.
Oh my god. Peace. My blade. To the very down.
Okay. Ooh, elemental burst plus 20%. That's great for Ayaka. That sacrificial bow, by the way, really helps with energy generation for everyone. Ah, something froze me, you see? There you go, there's that. Right, we're going to have to do something a bit different with this. Let's see if we can... Right, so I need to not dash now, and we'll do physical damage. Physical Ayaka! There we go. No, I dashed. The problem is it's become muscle memory now. Come on! There we go.
Another test subject.
Look at you, Foodtail.
One with nature.
Oh, come on, give me some energy. I think they're doing it deliberately. Okay, now that was a mistake. He's just slicing through the bad guys.
Test subject.
Solidify. I will have order.
Right, don't take this the wrong way, guys, but you're in my way, and I actually not really doing a... Yeah, bye-bye, everybody. Come on, give me my... There we go.
Try. Pick the wrong test subject.
Silence.
Alrighty. Oh, Nouvelette, he's a beast. If you haven't got him already, when he comes around for a rerun, I recommend you get him. And also, if... that attack is good for Ayaka, by the way. And also, while we're on the subject of Nouvelette, if you've already got him, I highly recommend his C1. It makes him much more flexible in his team comps. Oh, we shouldn't have done that yet.
Take flight. Embrace the ice.
Oh, there's somebody else over here.
The wind's rosy. Fallen leaves adorn my night into the wind.
Hold the line. My apologies. Coming Santo Art. Silencer.
Yeah, that burst, it does its job.
Pay your dues. Stabilize. Order guide.
The lightning. Killing song. Strike. I swear by my sword.
Settle down. Be sanctified.
Okay, seem to have run out of... Oh, I've run out of bad guys. Okay. Well, that's chapter 9 done, and chamber 9 done anyway. I think you get the idea as to how this team should work. Oh yeah, this will be a good one for Hello. Shall we try a slightly different team? She's great with Farina, by the way. Mind you, Farina's basically great with everybody. Also particularly handy if you've got Charlotte, because she can get the cryo resonance, and you've got the extra damage from Farina. We're going to have a look at how I've built Ayaka afterwards, I think. It's not exactly what I had in mind when I wrote the script, but it'll do. Okay, so I think probably we're going to want... By the way, if you've got Shenhe, she is the premium person to put with Ayaka. I do not have Shenhe yet, so unfortunately I don't have that as an option. Right, where's Venti gone? Oh, good old Venti. You do want an Animo in there. That VV Shred will really help with the cryo resistance of the enemies, of course. And then I guess Farina. Right, so we're not going to have a shield on this team. Is that going to matter? I don't think it is. Oh, hang on. No. There we go. Is this the right order? I don't think this is the right order. We start cryo. Oh, yeah, no. That's definitely not the right order. What we're going to do is we're going to go like that. We need to swirl the cryo, and with Farina about, it's going to be tricky to swirl the cryo. Equally, though, the team will do enough damage that it won't really make any difference. Let's just double check we've not got any Hydro people to deal with. No, we haven't. Good, fine. In that case, let's just put the Nouvelette Insti-Win button back on. Can't do that. No Nouvelette Insti-Win. Alright, fine. In that case, we'll use the Navia Insti-Win button. I do hope that there isn't going to be too many of the... How do I put it? There seems to have been some power creep going on with Fontaine. More so than there was with... I mean, Dendro was itself a bit of a power creep. Alright, so we don't want to do that. We want to go like that. No, it's not going to work. Oh, see, I've forgotten how Charlotte works. Alright, let's try this. That was quick. Alright, this should be quick too. Oh, there's only 3 of them. Don't you love the early levels? Where have you gone? I should have got closer before I did that. Okay. Okay. Oh, more attack. Well, I can't complain. Right, let's see if we can do this correctly this time. Ouch!
Yahoo! Time for takeoff. Hard-hitting explosive. Take flight.
Oh, I did that in totally the wrong order. Apologies, everybody. Right, let's try that again. Nope, oh, I'm not used to this team. That is my excuse.
Think you can get away? Strike a pose.
This one's over, I think. Oh no, it's not over. Excellent.
Here we go. Wouldn't gliding be faster?
No, what would really be faster right now is not dying. Right, so Charlotte. And then Karina. Benty. Not got the cryo swell. And then there we go. That should do it. There you go. Wonderful. I do quite like using new teams that I haven't used before. You know, I think the team building is the fun bit for me, I think.
Let's light it up. Everybody stand. Pose. Attack. That's the thing. Coming at ya. Tap. Hey there. Watch out. Hiya.
Solidify.
Booba, get them.
Let's just battery everybody. I don't know why we're bothering, but
Your name on it.
it's not exactly necessary to battery everybody. But you never know. Right, okay, awesome. Elemental burst damage. I tell you what, these cards are designed for...
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand.
does it now?
Your sacrifice is ready.
Whoa, careful.
Wouldn't gliding be
That hurt.
Hold that pose.
She just take the most ungodly amount of time.
How dare you?
Come on, give us some energy.
Time to shine. Think you can get away? Trick you! My apologies. Embrace the ice.
Bye-bye, guys. Oh, it missed most of them. Let's have a look at Ayaka's build. Okay, so weapons wise, I've gone for the craftable Aminoma Kagouchi. It's a good weapon for her. It gives her quite a lot of attack, although it is a low base attack 4-star weapon. But the key point about this is as you use her skill, it will generate these succession seeds, and then when you use her burst, it will consume up to 3 of them, regenerating about 36 energy in total, which is a lot. I mean, that is, yeah. I mean, it does, after 2 seconds, the energy is refunded, but it doesn't really matter. It's fine. The point is, this weapon really helps out with her energy requirement needs, which is good because, you know, she needs a fair amount of energy. The burst costs, I believe it's 80. We'll have to double check that quickly. Yeah, the burst costs 80. It is a fairly hefty amount of cost. You might have noticed I have a paltry 25% crit rate, which sounds like it's awfully low, and the crit damage is actually not too bad considering she's not got a crit weapon. But there's a reason why the crit rate can be so low. She's a cryo. She's on a team with cryo resonance, which means you get 15% crit rate increase on anyone who's affected by cryo, which is great. because they will be for the most part. And I've got her on the Blizzard Strayer set, which not only gives her a cryo damage bonus, it also will increase crit rate by up to 40% if the enemy is frozen, which hopefully most of the time they will be. So that's a 55% crit rate increase in total, and 55 plus 25 gives you 80, which is a perfectly decent crit rate. In fact, if she had a crit rate weapon, you'd have to really watch out that you didn't overcap on the crit rates. Artifacts wise, there's nothing particularly good here. I need to do an awful lot of extra building on her. I mean, this isn't terribly terrible, but it's not great. This one is, again, not terribly terrible, but not great. I mean, the crit rate is nice on this one. Let's not talk about this. This is awful. This is shocking. So desperately need to upgrade this piece. This one is also pretty bad, but it does come with lots of attack, at least, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, the only thing you can say about this is at least it's got a bit of energy recharge and some attack. Yeah, they're not great pieces. They could be improved for sure. Constellation 0, her constellations, basically what we've got here, a 50% chance. So this basically will mean that when she's using her normal and charged attacks, she will reduce the cooldown of her skill, which is great, although it does have a caveat in that it might make it harder to use the new craftable weapon from Fontaine that's name escapes me. Finale of the Deep. It would be a really good weapon for her, but when she's a C1, it means that because she does her skill more often, it's more difficult to clear the Bond of Life and actually get the extra bonus attack that you could otherwise get. So bear that in mind. C1 might actually be a downgrade with this weapon, and normally this weapon would be an increase, an upgrade. I just haven't leveled mine up enough yet. And also this weapon does help to keep her burst up on rotation, assuming the enemies live that long. C2 is awesome. C2 is, as it is usually, it's a very good constellation for her. It means that you get 2 smaller of those sort of frost flake Seiko Notos, the ice storms that move forward. You get 2 smaller ones on the left and right, and even, you know, with a big enemy like a boss enemy or something that's large, actually all 3 of those can get caught on that one enemy, which, yeah, it's a good extra amount of damage that she can do there. Constellation 3 just increases the level of her burst. Great, I suppose. Opponents damaged by her burst will have their defense decreased by 30% for 6 seconds. C4 is pretty good. I mean, the C6 of most 5 stars is particularly good, and her C6 will be pretty good as well. That will increase her skills level by 3. Great, wonderful. And here we go. She gains a bonus every 10 seconds, increasing her charge attack by 300%. This buff will be cleared 0.6 seconds after the charged attack hits an opponent. Right, after which the timer for this ability will restart. Right, so basically every 10 seconds she does a ginormous charged attack. Cool. Talents wise, you basically want to level them all up, but obviously the priority is going to be her burst, as it says here, burst, and then normals, and then skill is, you know, the skill is mainly there to generate energy for her. And she does require a fair amount of energy, but obviously having another cryo teammate will help with that. So I've got Diona. She's got the sacrificial bow. She's got Noblesse Oblige, so you get the 20% attack buff from that. Kazuha is obviously on VV, that's essential. And then I've got a Tenacity of the Millilith Kokomi, which is the way you want to go with the build on this, because you want the 20% increased buff, and Diana's shield could actually do with an extra bit of strength anyway. It's not that strong normally, although bear in mind, if you're using the team properly, most of the time the enemies will be frozen, so having defensive utility is a lot less necessary. It's more about making sure that you can keep people frozen. That's what makes a freeze team good, obviously. Right, let's try this team out then quickly. I think I'm going to we'll do it on this one again. I actually really like Candice. I've tried very hard to put her in a decent team. I did use her with Ayaka actually originally. The problem I've had with Candice is that fundamentally she's a bit rubbish. That is the unfortunate truth. But she's not totally without use. There we go. Right, bear in mind I have no idea what I'm doing with this team. Right, now the trick here is don't dash, because you need the Hydro Infusion to keep everybody frozen, you see?
Take flight. You can't run.
It's nothing.
Fire potion.
There's quite a lot of Hydro damage actually with that infusion. Fun. I mean, for the most part, people say that Candice is only really usable with Yao Yao on a Nilo Bleem team, which is basically true. But even then, it's a bit not ideal. I actually quite like. I'm probably overcapping on crit actually because of Rosaria. Just realised, but that's not the end of the world.
Enhanced animal module 75. Animal test 6308. Absorption test.
Okay, I've messed that up. Come on, I'm really not going to get any kind of like energy out of this. Oh dear. This team is not really designed to work together, so I'm just kind of hoping that everybody's built properly enough.
So you know your
Which they're not.
life act.
Ah,
Squirrel, Mark 2.
I did put sucrose onto the good old, what's it called? Prototype Amber, so that the team had some healing.
Whirling snow. You can't run.
Oh, that hurt. Killed by physical. The greatest insult there is. Yeah, it's shocking how much damage Nivelette does. Right, let's see if we can...
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your sacrifice is ready.
Absorption test.
Let's end this now.
You. Embrace the ice.
Don't dash, don't dash, that's it. Keep the Hydro Infusion. Keep everyone nice and frozen.
My opponent.
I'll tell you what,
Absorption test.
this is a much more functional team.
Whirling snow.
Killed by physical again. Nice. I think you get the idea. Yeah, so I suppose the thing with Ayaka is she's one of those classic DPSs, which if you just used her on her own as a C0 would be difficult. Let's put it that way. It would be difficult. And you need to sort of pile on the attack buffs, the damage bonus buffs. And with any team that you build around Ayaka, what you want to try and do is balance the attack buffs with the damage buffs. So for example, if you're going to use Benny, then things like Noblesse Oblige and Tenacity of the Millilith become far less important. Whereas if you're going to use Ayaka with Farina, for example, then other damage bonuses become less important. In fact, you could possibly even move her cryo damage bonus goblet over to an attack bonus goblet, because you want to try and keep the damage bonuses and the attack bonuses and the crit all in balance, is how I would put it. But whatever you're doing, for the most part, Blizzard Straya is the set you're going to want her on. There are niche sort of melt comps that you can put together where there are other sets that might slightly creep ahead of it, but you lose the flexibility and there's no loadouts yet, which is something I'm really looking forward to. Please, Hoyoverse, give us artifact loadouts. It will make life so much easier. And also, why can't I pick one of my pre-assigned teams when I go into the Spiral Abyss? Why do I have to find all the characters and remember what order they need to be in? There's a little point there. Tell you what, let's have a quick go with Benny. Right, let's see. If we were going to put Benny on the team and Farina, we'd want Charlotte as well, probably. So we're not going to have an Animo grouper. That is not acceptable. We're going to have to... We'll go with Sucrose. That way we've got Prototype Amber on Sucrose and we've got Benny's healing. It should be enough, right? I mean, what could possibly go wrong? So we'll do that. And then that. And then... So we're not going to have the Cryo Resonance on this team. But we are going to have an absolutely gargantuan amount of... I could solo the other side with Nouvelette, you know. I have C1 Nouvelette, so soloing things with him is possible without it being overly annoying. No. Mm, 19 damage per tick. That was, I mean, that worked. The difficulty here is you're probably going to end up swirling Pyro or Hydro most of the time, which is not ideal.
The time is begging.
Yeah, there's that interruption resistance from C1. Really, really worth having with Nouvelette. Ouch! Wait, you want to join the fun? Oh, that was awful. I mean, the team works. It's obviously only floor 10, so but the team does work. Ah, frozen. Yeah, C1's not going to help with the frozen business, is it? Come on, I need that to come off cooldown now. Thank you. Yes, we got rid of the one who's frozen me.
Settle down. Let the mighty be humble.
Nouvelette's hilarious. Anyway, that was quite fun. I quite enjoyed using Benny and Farina together, and I think I actually did see the highest value on her burst ticks with them combined. I did find it a bit clunky to use, if I'm honest, which is probably because I'm not used to the team. Literally, that was the first time I've ever played it, and on top of that, getting enough fanfare stacks with Farina. I have her at C1, so that does help a little bit. But yeah, it was cool. It was good. It's good fun. And she is a good, fun character. I'd say, personally, I think she's my favourite Cryo DPS. I don't have Wriothesley, so perhaps if I did, I would feel differently about that. But yeah, I think she's awesome, actually. And if you've got her, hopefully I've given you some good ideas for how to get the most out of her and build a great team around her. If you get her weapon, Mist Splitter, by the way, that is one of the best swords in the game. I was hoping to get that, but instead I got this, which is one of the reasons why I pulled for Navia on this main account. And you know what? I'm pleased I did, because Navia is cracked. Awesome. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please remember to share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I will see you in my next video, where I'm going to be back onto my F2P account. I've hit AR 45 on that finally, and now I can actually get some decent artifacts for my characters. Thank you, oh my word. It's been so painful using 3 and 4 star artifacts, but yeah, it's going pretty well. I've only had that account going for a month, and I'm going to sort of do a bit of an account review so that people get an idea as to what they can expect from a month of playing Genshin Impact for $0. Alright, brilliant. Hope to see you in the next video, and may you win all your 50/50s.